tilt the pelvis forward and back. So as usual, we'll start with a sequence of grounding and centering work here, both working with stability in the abdominals and the hips and the legs, and flexibility, okay? So let's start with a hamstring stretch. Extend the right leg up. If you have a strap, you can take it around the ball of your foot, or you can hold on to the back of your leg. It's up to you. Start with your knee bent and the heel reaching towards the ceiling or the sky. And then you'll extend the leg as much as makes sense for you. Take your right thumb to your right hip crease and pull the right hip away. You don't want to get all congested in the right hip joint. Find the edge that you can breathe with, and then practice showing up, right? If we want to come back to this theme of centering, can you use your body as a focal point of being in the body, not from a place of judgment or perfectionism, but rather curiosity, equanimity. You know, the way we inhabit our body really colors the way we inhabit the world, and vice versa, and vice versa. Now you can hold on to the strap or the leg and internally rotate the leg and take it across your body a little bit. Make sure you're still pulling that right hip away from you. I like to take the left knee in the opposite direction just to weigh down the right side, so the right side of the low back is on the floor. Good, and then come back to center, hold the strap with the right leg and take the leg out to the right, externally rotate it. If you want to straighten your left leg here, you can. It's up to you. And then bend that right knee for half happy baby. You can use your strap or hold on to the outer edge of the foot. Left arm can reach overhead if you like. Again, keep pulling that right sit bone to the left inner thigh, so creating space in that right hip joint. One more deep breath here, and then bring the left leg in, right ankle to the left knee. You can keep your left foot on the floor or draw the left leg in towards you, holding onto the back of the leg or the front underneath your knee. So just take stock. How's your body doing? How's your nervous system doing these days? There's just so much, and I know that there's folks that are really grieving right now. Folks feeling overwhelmed, folks feeling okay and protected, right? We have so many different experiences. And just notice the impact on your own psyche and on your own heart of these times. Take one more deep breath and then sigh it out. Release your legs, uncross them, and then take the left leg out. I've been aware, I don't know if any of you are thinking about this, but like as it's starting to feel like things might be getting better, vaccine, new president, all the things that are potentially moving us in a better direction, I'm aware of like, oh gosh, there's like so much I haven't allowed myself to feel because of the intensity, because of the gripping. And I've been saying that, I think that like when, not if, when things get better, I'm going to hold that optimism, there's going to be a melting away of our defenses, of the ways that we were in survival, just coping with the moment. And there might be a time where the emotions come up even stronger because they can, right? So can we prepare for that and ask for it? Because if we don't let ourselves confront everything that's under the hood, so to speak, right, it's just going to calcify. So how do we use our practice to say, okay, energetics might be shifting. Good, let's pull that left hip away and now internally rotate the leg and take it across the body a little bit. And start the work now of really gently saying, what is there going to be for me to confront when I can, when maybe I'm not in survival, when maybe things are a little more settled in the world. And that's when really our practice will come in even more. So right now is not the time to necessarily open the floodgates because we're still, most of us, in a deep survival and coping, right? But hopefully that will shift in a few months and things will start to get better. That's when things might come up and we have to confront them. Now come back to center, hold this drop with your left hand and take the left leg out to the left. Some of you might be like, what, Hala? I'm already overwhelmed. There's going to be more. Right leg can release. It's not about there being more. It's about a different quality. A different quality. When we're in survival, it's not a time where we're feeling all our feelings. Now, some of you might be feeling a lot and be overwhelmed as well, right? Depending on how you process. But even that overwhelm can be a defense against what's really even deeper. Bend the left leg for half happy baby. You can hold on to the outside of the leg if you want. So, I mean, honestly, for me, I welcome that. I welcome getting to the deeper layers, because when we're actually addressing the depths of what's going on, not the surface static, then we have a chance to really heal, right? So when we're only addressing the symptoms of our stress, we're irritable, we're annoyed, we're scared, and it can feel like a treadmill. When we drop into the deeper stuff, which can feel harder, but when we're actually addressing it, we have more of a chance to settle and feel better. Now, ankle to knee pose, you can keep your foot on the floor or draw it towards you. You know, it's kind of like, I want to think of a good analogy. You know, say you have a wound and it's just is bleeding and it's pussing over. But in the moment it hurts so much, all you can do is put a Band-Aid on it, right? Because you don't want to have to feel it. But really what you need to do is take the Band-Aid off and clean it. And the cleaning it is going to fucking hurt, right? In the moment of deep pain, sometimes we just have to put Band-Aids over our wounds just to kind of function. But then when it settles a little bit, we do need to take that Band-Aid off and go in a little deeper. And that there might be a blip of more pain, but on the other side of that is going to be the healing. So it's all right now, maybe we're working with Band-Aids. Just be aware of that so that we can recognize the moment when we can drop in and do the deeper work of healing. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. One more breath. Give it a sound. Sigh it out. Release and uncross, and then maybe extend. I was saying it to my husband the other day. I said, we went on a hike yesterday, alone without the kids. And we've had an intense year. My mom passed away. He's had health issues on top of COVID. And I said, you know, honey, we have to get ready to look underneath the hood, to do some work together, to reconnect in our relationship and in our life. Press into your feet and lift your hips. I said, I don't want to do it now, but let's just name that has to happen. He's like, oh yeah. So maybe you can think about what are you doing to prepare yourself. So from here, we're grounding through both feet. Find your centering muscles. Preparing ourselves for this deeper level of healing. And I say this with hope and optimism. I say this visioning that things will start to get better, and we can actually start to melt the layers of our defenses and do some healing work, not just individually, but collectively together. So from here, the intensity will begin to rise. We're going to work on grounding, okay? Remember, you want to come down and rest anytime you need to. I want you to find your own pace within the pace of the class, and especially when the intensity rises, if you notice that you're staying in something, but your nervous system is actually going into a fight-flight state, you want to come down, recoup, and come back into it, okay? Now, for some of us, really staying with something and letting the intensity rise can feel really good, and then we drop and we rest and we train the nervous system to settle and then go back to the intensity, okay? So from here, extend the right leg forward, okay? Try to line up your knees. Keep the space behind the neck and the throat. You don't want to push your chin to your chest, okay? Release the right foot down and then extend that left leg. Stay here a moment. Try to keep the front hip bones in line. And release. Let's do a few more here. Really mindful. You can keep your hands on your front hip bones so that they don't shift too much. Just alternating side to side. And then some of you check in. Do you start to really clog up your throat and neck area? We don't want to be gripping here. We want to move into the more vigorous part of the practice with an energy of grounding and empowerment, not bracing or gripping, okay? So if you notice yourself bracing or gripping, I want you to come out and then come back into it. All right, from here, the right leg is gonna go up. We're gonna lower down, almost touch the floor, and then lift. We're gonna do 5 of these. Now we're gonna hold here, flex the foot, point the toe, lower, flex and lift, 5 of these. You can do this with your bum down on the floor if the intensity has gotten too high, okay? Keep breathing. 1 more. All right, lower the right foot down. Left leg's gonna extend up, lower and lift 5 times. Try to keep that right knee pointing straight front. Now hold here, flex, point and lower, flex and lift. Good, point and lower. These are intense, y'all, I know. 3, 4, last one. Lower the feet down, pause a moment here, just balance it out. Deep inhale, and lower it down.